I'm going to make a video for the person that's trying to do an upgrade. I get an alarming amount of requests from people, about what they, what to do. They say that they watched the Assassin's Creed 4 video that I have, and they can't get the type of frames out of there that they want. So this is for those people. Please try to refrain from leaving me derogatory comments about, well, why are you making this video? People should know how to do this. I thought it, I didn't know this was for babies or whatever. But there's a lot of people out there who obviously need help on what they need to do. So what I've done here, I've put together a system that's like an entry-level system. I've got a 2-core CPU in here, and an HD 7750 entry-level video card. So this may be indicative of a lot of the these systems that you guys are actually working on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some performance of what you may be getting where you're sitting at right now, and to let you see that it's time to do an upgrade on your system. So what we're going to do is we're going to start up Assassin's Creed 4, and we're going to see about where the performance is, and when it's time for you to start thinking about saving up, or bugging mom and dad for some money, so that you can get anywhere from like $150 to about $250 to get a better video card. And that's exactly where you want to spend this. You want to spend the money on the video card side, because that's where 85 to 90% of your gaming graphics horsepower is going to come from. So let's see what happens once we get in here. Alright, so here we are in game, and you see that you're only getting you went in, you've done the tweaks that I did in the video, and you're still not happy with the frames per second that you're getting. You've even over tweaked it. You've taken everything down as low as you can possibly get it. I'm just putting everything down as low as I can possibly put it here. And you're in game, and you're still getting 17 frames per second, 16. So this is totally unacceptable. So what do you do now? So I'm gonna walk you through what you need to do at this point, or what I do when I need to do an upgrade. These games get a little old. I should say your GPUs get old sometimes, and they get so old that they just won't perform well in games anymore in the latest titles. So I'm gonna walk you through what I do in this kind of situation, to educate yourself on a good upgrade. First thing you got to do is you got to do your research, guys. So if you want to do anything in life, you're going to have to learn about it. You have to learn enough about it so that you can educate yourself enough to do an upgrade. So here's a place that I go to, Vortex, and there's another one, OCP, and these guys actually do the testing on different video cards, so you don't have to, you see. And so you just go to one of their sites, find your card, and that's what we're going to do here. We're going to go into one of the articles, because he's actually done the benchmarks for you. So we'll just go in, and we're going to find some of the most demanding games, and we'll see how low-end cards handle, or I should say cards that are stronger than the ones that you have now in your computer, how those cards handle frames per second in games. So here we are, Crysis 3 benchmark. Kind of hard to see here on the video, but he actually does testing for anti-aliasing and with and without anti-aliasing. I'm one of those folks. I don't use anti-aliasing, so I'm trying to get about 30 frames per second in the in Crysis 3 with high settings. Actually, I go to very high, but as long as they can do it on high settings, that's not a bad thing. But as you can see here, the GTX 650 Ti boost is close, but I want to be over. I want to make sure I can get 30 frames per second at 1920 by 1080. So we're looking at the 270. So I think I'm gonna target that card. I'm gonna go to another demanding game and take a look at the benches for it. Here's for card 3. As you can see, this card is pretty good. It's doing about 67 without anti-aliasing, and we're going to drop down to the anti-aliasing one just to see at very high settings with anti-aliasing just how well this card does, and it's still getting 38.1 frames per second here, so it's looking pretty good to me. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and target that card. Also too, I think I might take another look. Let's see here. I'm gonna go over here to hard OCP and see the kind of benches how the kind of frames he was getting in Battlefield 4. I know Vortex had Battlefield 3, but people don't play that anymore. Everybody's playing Battlefield 4. So we take a look, and we can see here that it's in the 60s, 61.1. So that's a pretty good card. So I think that's going to be the one I'm going to target to go get. So at this point, you rob Peter to pay Paul, or you work some extra hours, or you bug mom and dad for an advance on your allowance or whatever. You can see here, even at 2560 by 1600, the card is still getting over 40 frames per second in Battlefield 4, so that's pretty good. So we're gonna go. What I like to do is to save myself some gas. I like to go into the web, so I normally go to Newegg to see to get a price on a price on the card that I'm trying to get, and I'll normally go to the sort by tab and hit the lowest price. As you can see, we can get this for $200. Make sure you pay attention to the specs of the card, and if you're like me, you might not want to wait. You might want to see what your local Best Buy or Fry's or an electronics store that actually also you can just walk into. So you just put in your zip code, and as you can see, I can walk into Sherman Oaks, West Hollywood, West LA, and just walk into the store and grab me one off the shelf for $250. But a lot of people don't know is that Best Buy does do price matching for Newegg. So you make sure you take a look at the specs, make sure that they're the same, and you can just pretty much go in there and say, hey, well look, I want this card, but Newegg has it for this price. Can I get it for this price? And normally what the person will do is they'll defer to their manager or their supervisor, and they'll go check the pricing and the listings and everything and make sure that it's the same card and it's just a different name, and you say, well, can I get it for that price? And 9 times out of 10, and it's happened to me, I've done this on 3 different cards. I did it on a GTX 770 and 2 R9 270Xs here recently, but I got mine for $219 because that's what they were going for on Newegg at that time. But so you guys being a little bit better position, because you can get it for $200 now. So that's that. Again, guys, research is the key. Cards come in tiers, and the low tiers would probably be representative of the 250X and the 260X. And then the mid tier is somewhere, is like the 270X, the GTX 760. And then you have the higher tiers, and that is the GTX 780 Ti, and then the R9 290X and the R9 290. So what you see me doing here is right on camera. I'm showing you the exact same computer. I'm just switching out the upgraded card, so you can see what the performance will be like after you go and get the card and you put it in your system. So we'll switch this out. Also too, guys, when you're switching out your cards, just make sure that the power is off. And I've been building PCs since about 2000. I've been gaming probably since about 2003, and I have never shorted out anything. I had to wear like some kind of static wrist guard or anything, because those of us that are in the know that build PCs all the time, we know that if you touch the video or the ATX case, you ground yourself, because the case is grounded, so you're grounded if you touch the case while you're taking your card out. So don't worry about that, guys. Just, you don't have to have on any kind of special gear or whatever. You will see people say that you do. You don't. Just touch the case, while you're taking out whatever you're taking out, and you'll be just fine. Alright, so here we have put in our new upgraded card. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you guys that it's the same exact system. I'm not trying to pull anything crazy here. Same CPU, which is at 3220, is a $70 Pentium running at 3 gigahertz, and now we have the new R9 200 series video card in there. So same system, just with an upgraded video card. And as I said, this is what you can do on your mom's or your dad's system, or a system that they hand me down and give you, that you may have gotten from your brother or somebody. And even though it's a 2-core, if you upgrade the video card, that's where you spend your money at. You got to do a little research. And as I said, your gaming graphics horsepower is about 85 to 90%, dependent on your video card. So you change your GPU and boom, you can play your latest title. Alright, so you can see here already, remember when we were in here and we were just waiting to load to get into the game, and I was getting like 20s. Now okay, and so now we're in the game, and what you see here is, because we got a better video card in there, the game is giving us higher detail settings automatically. It's just changed it on its own. So we can take the the textures and everything, we can put them up to the highest they go. Again, I don't use any aliasing, so but you'll see, I'm putting things up high as they can go, and we're back in the game. And now all of a sudden I'm in the 40s, high 30s, low 40s, with full detail in game. So that's what an upgrade will do for you. So this is how you would do an upgrade, guys. Again, This is for the newbie that don't, you know, that doesn't, somebody who doesn't understand what they need to do when they're doing an upgrade on their computer. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. You guys have an awesome one.